Before we get started, my last video was a little too controversial for the overseers at YouTube, so it got blocked. So if you want to see the mess I started, there's a link in the comments. I'll show you the link here in a second, and there'll be a tag at the towards the end of this video, so you can check it out. So hopefully this won't be as controversial as the last one. So on that note, space. The final frontier, a place of wonder, mystery, and junk. We definitely need to talk about it. We have been treating space like our attic, just tossing stuff up there and hoping it doesn't fall on our heads when we open the door. And now we have our own cosmic junkyard. There have been nearly 7,000 rocket launches since the dawn of the space age. And those rockets have dropped off over 13,000 tons of metal and plastic and composites into Earth orbit. The European Space Agency estimates that there are over 40,000 objects bigger than 10 centimeters, over 1 million objects bigger than a centimeter, and those matter, over 130 million objects of debris that are less than a millimeter, and of course that debris count is increasing daily. Fear not for the space geeks, and I mean that with the highest respect. They are on it. They're cooking up some ingenious ways to tackle this complex and dangerous trash heap. We've got robotic arms that can grab onto big chunks of junk, nets to scoop up smaller bits, and harpoons for those really stubborn pieces. It reminds me of Moby Dick. We might even zap them with lasers. Obviously, scientists are getting their inspiration from some of the greatest works of literature. Countries capable of space travel are waking up to the issues, and actions have already started. The European Space Agency in particular is stepping up. They're aiming for zero debris by 2030. It's an ambitious goal, but hey, somebody's got to take out the trash. Their zero debris technical booklet is like a technical best practices manual. And the FAA is proposing a new rule that operators have to have a disposal plan for anything that goes up, you gotta take down with you. It's in alignment with the zero debris rule, but it is much more powerful. Not just a suggestion, not just a best practices literature read, a shall statement. Super nice job, FAA. But I want to talk more about poop bags. Yeah, these things, yeah, that I carry around with me all the time. I want to talk about those. If you have pets, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know the drill with poop bags. Big business, and don't get caught without one. Well, poop bags are on the way to collect some space debris. Now, poop bags are not new. They are used for human solid waste on the International Space Station. Stuff goes into the bags, they're sealed up, and they go into an aluminum container. And every so often they are picked up by a sacrificial spaceship, which intentionally burns up on the way upon re-entry. Kind of makes you wonder about some of that weird dust sometimes. Well, anyway, and using the same idea, NASA is exploring the possibility of cleaning up space junk with a giant poop bag. Actually, they call it the capture bag. Very sophisticated, affectionately known as the fly trap. Probably could have done better if they had like a couple consultants on board, but those are going away. Hey, the space poop bags will be attached to a small spacecraft that will fly alongside space junk in low Earth orbit, open the bag, scoop the poop, and zipper it shut. And so if you're looking for a new business venture, get in early on the space poop bag. Revolution. Yeah, let's call it the Revolution. They will probably be available on Amazon. I'm just not sure about Amazon Prime delivery, though. That's probably a little hard. So hopefully this video will pass all the YouTube criteria, and talking about space poop is more appropriate than the tough issues facing our nation's airspace regulator, but we'll see what happens when it goes into rendering. Now, moving from space poop, we need to talk about leaving trash on the moon. For the first time, a private company has stuck the landing of a spacecraft on the moon. Other private companies have reached the moon before, but they crash or they tip over, and it's game over for that mission. Firefly is a 10-year-old Texas company who built the Blue Ghost, and that is carrying 10 NASA experiments. This is one of NASA's investments under the commercial Lunar payload services, which is encouraging companies to do their bidding until astronauts make the trip again. I don't know what it costs to build Blue Ghost, but NASA paid $101 million for this mission, so that's $10 million an experiment. That's not a bad incentive at all. Seems like this is working, as other Texas startups are expected to land soon, and a Japanese company this summer. And so now we just have to wait for Waste Management to get in the game to go clean up the moon. And I'll bet you that's where the real money comes in. So, as always, thanks for joining me. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe and the notification bell, and we will see you next time. There have been nearly 7,000